Let the magic begin.
Not a place on the map, but a state of mind that exists wherever people dream and wonder and imagine.
It's not so much a theme park, it's a state of mind. A Hollywood that never was and will always be.
Ready when you are, CB!
This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks around the world. But here now the news for February 7th, 2024. And first, some news actually pertaining to us here at WDWNT. The first thing I got to talk about is I told you guys this was coming today, and it is. We are celebrating 35 years of Disney's Hollywood Studios, and as well, 30 years of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror in a big way here at WDWNT. The first thing I'm going to talk about is a little bit of merchandise from Carousel of Products. We have done a lot of cool stuff over the years. Obviously, we've done T-shirts and pins and the button-down shirts, and we've magnets, all sorts of really cool things. But there's one thing I always wanted to do. That was a stuffed animal, a plush. And we were thinking about what would be the right character to do a plush of. What would be something Disney's never done that we all want? What could we give the world, something we all want, myself included? Well, the time has come. Let me introduce to you Dinosaur Gertie. That's right. We are making a Dinosaur Gertie plush, and it's going to be available this May. That's when it's going to ship. I should remind you, you can pre-order it right now today at the link. Jake has put the link there at the bottom for you. Use the QR code or type in that link to pre-order your Gertie the Dinosaur plush. Right now, you're looking at some video I shot of her in the park. You see she has the snow is on her. She is the right shade. I don't want to even tell you how many meetings we had about getting the skin color of this plush dinosaur right, but it was a big deal for us. And also, of course, she's munching on her greens like she does at the park. So this is the prototype. Things will be slightly different when they ship in May. We're going to have a sturdier neck on this. We're going to embroider the Carousel Products logo on the foot and a lot of other little changes. So what you're seeing is the prototype, but what you get will be pretty close to that. We also have a really cool tag that's going on it that is not in the photos just yet. But we're taking pre-orders now, again, at that link. And they'll also be available in person if you're coming to our event, which is called Stage 89, which is what I'm going to talk about next. So we're going to switch QR codes. There's the other one and another link for Stage 89. Stage 89 is our latest park anniversary event because honestly, I don't know if you all remember the Hollywood Studios 30th anniversary. Disney didn't really do anything, and it was kind of sad. They unveiled a logo that got booed. The logo was booed at the presentation. So we did a little something then, but this year we're really going all out with what I have to say is our biggest event of all time, this edition of Stage 89. We have the most incredible guest list, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about it because registration is open right now. So quick review of the schedule. This is a 5-day event. You don't have to come to all 5 days, but it's a 5-day event taking place May 1st through May 5th of 2024. On May 1st, we don't want to interfere with the official park anniversary, so we will have some free-to-attend meetups at the park. Obviously, you need park tickets and a park reservation to go. But our events will be free to attend. There will be some sort of in-park game. We'll play a scavenger hunt type thing. There will be meetups at some of the oldest attractions in the park. We'll enjoy Indiana Jones and Star Tours and Tower of Terror and things like that. And as well, whatever official activities Disney does end up having on that day. On May 2nd, we're going to have a very special edition of WDW News Tonight, our comedy variety show. That's on the WDWNT TV channel. But also that night, we are going to reopen and rededicate our home right here at WDWNT Celebration. For those that don't know, we're going to be going through a bit of an expansion in the next several weeks, and we expect, I'm going to knock on wood for everyone here's sake, we hope to be done by May 2nd. with an expanded museum and lounge space, a waiting area for those that come to our live shows, and as well some expanded seating space here in the studio, which will allow more of you to attend Stage 89 and other events like that. On May 3rd, we're going to have a special mixer event and autograph signing with all of our guests. So we have a bunch of guests who worked on tons of attractions. We'll talk about those in a few minutes. They're all going to be at that event signing whatever, if you want to bring a personal item of any kind, something for the Great Movie Ride, something for MGM Studios, something for Hollywood Studios, Tower of Terror, whatever the case may be. They'll be signing at that event. And also, if you attend that event, you get a very special lithograph we'll be making, which is celebrating 30 years of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, with some art that you've probably never seen before, and it's pretty exciting. We'll talk about that later as well. And then on May 4th and 5th, we're going to have 2 days of panel presentations right here in our studio, which you can watch here in person. You can register to attend in person, or we're going to stream both of those with a special streaming ticket on both of those days. So registration is open now at stage89.com, whether you want to join us in person. We have a ticket package that is good for all of those days. It includes the autograph signing, and the mixer which is going to be at the Celebration Brewing Company down the street, and also includes both days of those presentations. And so, yeah, I know, it is $300. There are discounts if you are a WIGS member through Patreon. So I would advise you, if you're going to register, maybe first sign up for our Patreon program, get the coupon code, and then go register for Stage 89. It's a bit of a hack. I know it is expensive, right? And actually our event is cheaper than Destination D23 was last year. And of course, what's great about our event is it is nonprofit. This is, that cost is to cover the travel. A majority of the people I'm going to be talking about live very far away from Orlando, and we're kind of, we have to pay to bring them here for the length of the event. But beyond that, also, we are raising money for Give Kids the World, which is an amazing organization right here in the Orlando area. You can please go to their website, check them out. A tremendous organization we've been working with for many, many years. So we want to have a great time, make memories, do something that's never been done before, and at the same time raise money for this tremendous charity. Now, let me talk about the guest list. Number 1, Eric Jacobson. After performing in parades at Disneyland, Eric Jacobson began his career as a Disney Imagineer building models of attractions for Epcot Center. He then supervised the creation of audio animatronics figures for Spaceship Earth, Kitchen Cabaret, the Universe of Energy, the World of Motion, and many more of the opening day shows at Epcot as well as Tokyo Disneyland. For the Disney MGM Studios, Eric was the art director and concept lead for the Great Movie Ride, which would be the first of many major attractions he would lead at the Walt Disney World and Disneyland resorts. Eric's creative leadership shaped numerous projects around the world, including the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith, Toy Story Midway Mania, Test Track, Mission Space, Mickey's Filler Magic, Blizzard Beach, and New Fantasyland at the Magic Kingdom. He also led the creative effort for the reconceptualization of Disney's California Adventure in Anaheim and was responsible for resort and hotel designs in Florida and California, including the Art of Animation Resort, Disney's Grand Floridian Resort Villas, and Disney Springs. And before retiring from Disney after nearly 5 decades, Eric contributed his many years of knowledge and expertise to the completion of Shanghai Disneyland. There's Mike West, a rare blend of talent whose 40-plus year career spans a bridge of extraordinary experiences built upon a lifetime of work for 2 legendary companies, Walt Disney Imagineering and Universal Creative. He led the Blue Sky development of the largest and most ambitious project in the company's history, Universal's Epic Universe. And once Epic headed to the field, he took over creative development for projects featuring DreamWorks animation properties, as well as the Fast and the Furious. And Mike was also responsible for the design, development, production, and installation of Skull Island Reign of Kong at Islands of Adventure. Mike joined Universal Creative in 2006 as a show producer for The Simpsons ride at both Universal Orlando and Studios Hollywood. Mike's past projects also included creative development and integration of Disney PhotoPass, the Motors Action Stunt Show Spectacular, and the Disney Channel production tour at the Walt Disney Studios Park in Paris, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Play It at Hollywood Studios and California Adventure. Additionally, Mike wrote, directed, and or produced Sounds Dangerous at Hollywood Studios, multiple shows for Interventions at Epcot, The Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter at the Magic Kingdom, Song of the Rainforest at Animal Kingdom, and the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Kathy Rogers started her Disney career in the parking lot of Disneyland in June of 1972. And after working as a Disneyland attraction hostess for almost 10 years, she joined WED or WDI in February of 1982 to work on the new Fantasyland 1983 at Disneyland as a project coordinator. She then joined the Disney MGM Studios project team in the early development as a project coordinator for the Great Movie Ride, Superstar Television, and the Monster Sound Show. She ended her over 44-year Disney career as an executive creative show producer for Muppet Vision 3D, Blizzard Beach, Expedition Everest, and various attraction enhancements such as Star Tours, The Adventures Continue, the 2006 movie-inspired changes to Pirates of the Caribbean at both Disneyland and Disney World, and the 2007 enhancements at the Magic Kingdom's Haunted Mansion. Paul Osterhout was originally hired in 1980 as a production designer for Epcot Center, where he worked on all of the Future World pavilions. He was hired as a production designer for the Disney MGM Studios, where he provided design and art direction for the Great Movie Ride, Superstar Television, and the Monster Sound Show. Before the park was finished, he was promoted to producer, where he was the lead creative on Star Tours and Muppet Vision 3D. He was also producer on Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. Paul also produced New Tomorrowland at the Magic Kingdom and is in fact the voice of the teenage boy in the last scene of Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. He also worked on a number of 1990s projects at the Magic Kingdom. Eric Robinson is an acclaimed Disney artist and former Imagineer who worked on some of the following projects: Star Tours at Tokyo Disneyland. He did the concept show design for Discoveryland at Disneyland Paris. He was an art director for the unbuilt Beauty and the Beast attraction there as well. He was the initial concept designer and illustrator for the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror at Disney's Hollywood Studios, which may give you a hint of what that lithograph at our event might be. He also did the original art for Sid Cahuenga's One-of-a-Kind shop on Hollywood Boulevard and worked on Phase 2 of the backstage attractions at the Disney's Hollywood Studios. He was the illustrator for the Indiana Jones Adventure and unbuilt other attractions at Disneyland as part of that, concept designer for Alien Encounter at Magic Kingdom, concept designer and illustrator for Westcott at Disneyland Resort. He was concept designer for Epcot's World Showcase in the Russia, Korea, and a Japan Pavilion expansion, all of which weren't built. He was also the concept designer for GM Test Track, artist for the 100 Mickeys, which were 100 individual paintings of Mickey Mouse, created for Walt Disney's 100th birthday. And as well the artist for the 50 Donalds, which were created for the Fifth Avenue Disney Store's grand opening celebration. He also is the artist for the Happiest Homecoming on Earth, Disneyland's 50th anniversary, where he created decades paintings, and then was the created the official paintings for the anniversaries of Walt Disney World for its 50th, Shanghai Disneyland's 5th, and Tokyo Disneyland's 40th anniversary with Walt Disney Imagineering. Chris Brown is the president of Contour Entertainment and a former Walt Disney Imagineer. He was a senior show and ride executive responsible for establishing all show and ride direction for 7 theme parks at Walt Disney Imagineering, including Tokyo Disney Sea and the Walt Disney Studios Paris. He was a senior show and ride executive responsible for all shows and rides for the opening day scope of the Disney MGM Studios, including the Great Movie Ride, the Studio Backlot Tour, and the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. He was a project engineer responsible for overall and/or major portions of ride systems for Spaceship Earth and the original Journey into Imagination at Epcot, as well as the original Star Tours at Disneyland. And he also worked on the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids Adventure Playground, Star Tours, and Muppet Vision 3D, and created the initial conceptual ride layout for the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Jim Scholl is a retired Imagineer with a 33-year career at the Walt Disney Company. He served as the executive creative director for attractions like Rock and Roller Coaster and Mickey's Toontown. Jim is also the co-host of Disney Unpacked, the video podcast with Jim Hill and Len Testa, offering unique insights with never-before-seen footage, animations, and untold stories from an Imagineer's perspective. You can follow Jim on social media at Jim Scholl. And last but not least for today's announcements, Mark Silverman. Growing up in Southern California, Mark realized at an early age that he had a talent for voices and impressions, and Mark became a voice actor, and his dream was to do voices for Disney. And in 1993, that dream came true as Mark was hired by Walt Disney Imagineering to narrate a new ride for the Walt Disney World Resort called the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Mark performs the voice of Rod Serling, who acts as the ride's narrator and host. The ride, of course, has become one of the most iconic Disney attractions of all time. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. We have many more guests who we're still lining up at this point, but this is the most incredible lineup we've ever had at one of these events. So I hope you will join us, whether here in person and get to meet these incredible people, or join us digitally with the streaming ticket. Now, I do have to mention, we're doing something very special with the streaming ticket right now. For a limited time through March 15th, it is 50% off. So if you buy your streaming ticket for the event now, if you buy it today, it is half the price it will be after March 15th. It is just $10 right now. It will later on be $19.89. Very fittingly. So again, we hope you'll join us at Stage 89. I apologize those of you who didn't want any of this information, but I think this is a very cool event we're doing, and Gertie is a great opportunity to bring home one of the most beloved characters from the Disney MGM studios and celebrate her 35th birthday. So I wanted to let you know all about that. But with that out of the way, I thank you for your time and your cooperation and your attention. And now we'll get to Disney's news. Disney has posted auditions for puppeteers to join the company of The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure coming to Disney's Hollywood studios, as well as shared new concept art for the show. The auditions were advertised with new concept art in the official Disney Auditions Instagram account, with the art featuring puppet designs for Sebastian, Flounder, and Max, who is Prince Eric's dog. The trio is surrounded by scrapbook-style decorations representing both the land and sea, with seaweed, shells, and starfish in various colors. And each character seems to have some defining trait to heighten their appearance, be it Sebastian's glittery red shell, Flounder's star-shaped freckles, or the rope strands in Max's fur. The new show, replacing the former Voyage of the Little Mermaid, is inspired by the 1989 film, which follows Ariel on her journey to become part of the human world. The show includes musical numbers from the film, including Part of Your World, Poor Unfortunate Souls, and Kiss the Girl. The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure, will premiere this fall. It appears that the upcoming refurbishment of Walt Disney Presents at Disney's Hollywood Studios has been either postponed or canceled, according to the Walt Disney World operating calendar. As we previously reported, the attraction was scheduled to close starting Monday, February 12th, and will remain closed through March 1st before reopening to guests on March 2nd. At the time of press, the website has been updated and the closure is no longer listed on the Walt Disney World website for Walt Disney Presents. When looking at the page now, Walt Disney Presents offers its usual operating hours, and the attraction has also been removed from the main operating calendar webpage, which shows various attractions that are closed for refurbishment. This is sad because we're hoping for a digital redo of the film and them to fix the seats in the theater, but maybe it's not time, which makes me very sad. Please fix this. Decorating Fanatics has shared 2 more leaked Haunted Mansion decorations that will be available at Lowe's later this year. We previously shared the Beheaded Knight animatronic and the Master Gracie headstone they uncovered. There will also now be a blow mold version of the Miss Kitty tombstone and a freestanding Haunted Mansion column. The Miss Kitty tombstone is a 36-inch blow mold. Of course, the actual thing is found in the Haunted Mansion's pet cemetery at Disneyland. A cat statue is depicted atop a grave which reads, "In Memoriam Miss Kitty." After losing 8 lives, you still had no fear. You caught a snake in your 9th, and that's why you're here. Here, look at a close-up now. The blow mold will reportedly be $49.93. It's appropriate for indoor and outdoor use. There's also a Haunted Mansion column, which resembles the pair found in front of the Haunted Mansion with the gates between them. It's 6 feet tall, about 1.4 feet deep and wide. It looks like brick and stone with the Haunted Mansion plaque on the front. It will include a spotlight with a 5-foot-long cord and collapses for storage. It's expected to retail for $129.13. Here's a close-up of the column at Disneyland Park. We'll likely see official announcements about these Halloween decorations in the summer, so stay tuned. Pretty soon you'll be able to build the whole Haunted Mansion at home. I think that's where we're getting. In like 5 years, you could own every piece in some decoration form. Disney Wishables are back with a new Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind collection featuring plush of Star-Lord, Gamora, Rocket, a Nova Corps Star Blaster, and Groot. Yes, those are them right over there. Groot is sold on its own, while the others are available in a mystery bag. We found the new Wishables at the Five and Dime California Adventure at Disneyland Resort, as well as the World of Disney store in Disney Springs at Walt Disney World. They're also available on Shop Disney. The plush are technically branded for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Epcot, but depict the characters similarly to how they appear in the films and Mission Breakout at Disneyland Resort. Of course, slightly different Mission Breakout Wishables were released back in 2021. The plush in the bag are $14.99, but so is Groot. Of course, each bag in the limited release series includes 1 plush, and if you squeeze the pack, you might be able to feel what plush is inside. At Disneyland Resort, we also spotted them at the Collector's Warehouse, the exit of the attraction, and the World of Disney. So pick them up now. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and the team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts to the Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. They're also able to book unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. And the best part is their concierge services are 100% free, so book today. New Starbucks Discovery Series pins inspired by the Disneyland and California Adventure mugs are available at Disneyland Resort. We first spotted the Disney California Adventure Starbucks pin at Pin Traders in downtown Disney, and the Disneyland Park pin at the World of Disney there as well. Both pins are circular with the park name in a bar on the bottom and the Starbucks wordmark hanging from a pair of short chains. The Disneyland pin and the California Adventure pin are both $14.99 each. The artwork on them matches the Discovery Series mugs that were released just a few weeks ago. A surprise bit of snowfall has blanketed Tokyo Disney Resort, creating a magical winter scene that guests visiting Disney parks around the world don't often get to see. Snow at Tokyo Disneyland is a rare sight, but with this week's temperature staying below 50 degrees Fahrenheit through this Sunday, it's the perfect storm for a snowy blanket to cover the park. This video shared by Minnie02 Donna 09 on X shows the rapid snowfall in action at the Tokyo Disneyland Hotel. In these photos, orange cones were set out underneath the archway from the Maihama Station, likely to alert guests to be careful when walking on the snow. The statue of Minnie and the Minnie Floral at the entrance of Tokyo Disneyland both received a good amount of the snow as well. Here you can see the area in front of the castle is covered in snow, with the nearby steps and shrubbery also whited out. A slight dusting can also be seen sticking to the turrets of Cinderella Castle. The display for Minnie's Funderland near the castle has gone from pink to white thanks to the snow, which is steadily falling in the image you're looking at now. The heart that reads Minnie's Funderland, Minnie's dog Fifi, and Cat Figaro, and Minnie herself have all gotten caught in the flurry. The park's partner statue now sports a new coat of snow, with Walt and Mickey's faces almost entirely obscured. The statue's plaque is completely covered, and two smiley faces have also been drawn into the snow nearby. In Tomorrowland, Space Mountain as we know it experiences what could be its final snow, as of course it's going to be closing in a couple weeks' time. The statue of Baymax by the Happy Ride with Baymax has turned from a personal health companion to a snowman in this weather, with its face completely obscured. And the post you'll get now by Mukia Pan on X says, "I thought it was a snowman, but it was Baymax." Over in Toontown, Mickey's house, Mickey Mouse's mailbox in front of his house was layered with the white powder, but also had a freshly built tiny Mickey snowman on top. Of course, when snow falls at the Tokyo Disney Resort, cast members are encouraged to make yukadaruma, or snow dolls, based on characters. And most cast members opt to make Mickey Mouse, like the one you're looking at now. And even Tokyo Disney Sea got some snow coverage. In this video, Mount Prometheus, which houses Journey to the Center of the Earth, looks less like a volcano and more like a snow-topped mountain. And this video from Rikumi 2022 on X shows just how much snow has fallen at Tokyo Disneyland, turning it into a winter wonderland. And while it doesn't snow very often at Tokyo Disney Resort, it certainly is a magical sight to see. I don't know about you, but this is like a bucket list thing for me, Paris and Tokyo in the snow, and they've both happened this winter. And I'm very jealous of everyone who got to go. Maybe someday. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all of our WIGS members watching who make the show happen every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today. Have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Welcome to Deep in the Plus. Each week, join host Rob Whiteside as he and a panel of Disney superfans take a different movie or TV show from the Disney Plus catalog. They'll tell you its history, details, and give their review, so you'll know if it's worth your time. Current shows, classic movies, and everything in between. Watch Deep in the Plus live Wednesday nights at 9 Eastern for new episodes, or catch Deep in the Plus anytime on YouTube on WDWNT TV.